Another massive eShop sale is here, courtesy of Qubic Games and Friends Untold Tales, who were kind enough to sponsor today's video. They have over 50 games on offer right now, starting as low as 19 cents for those in the US, so this sale, it should not be missed. Also, don't worry, if you're in another region, you can look forward to some healthy discounts as well. That's not all though, they also have a giveaway running right now that I want to tell you all about, and Qubic also just released 5 new titles, so I'm here to give you the lowdown. My name's Alex, so this is SwitchCorner. Let's get started. First things first, if you are based in the US, you're going to need to own one of the 5 new releases to gain access to the sale. However, if you're in the UK or EU, you can jump in without any requirements. Although I will admit here, the discounts, they may not be quite as epic. Regardless of your region though, you can still enjoy a massive discount on these new releases simply by owning a prior Qubic release, and this includes Coloring Book, which is a free download, so you really have no reason not to save some extra cash. Let's dive into the 5 new games and starting with Loud, My Road to Fame, and this, you may have seen Loud on the Switch before, but this is actually a new expanded edition which increases the tracklist from 14 to 21 songs, and for those that may not know this, it is a rhythm game. It has you following the story of Astrid, a young woman on a journey of self-discovery, and it takes you from the days of air guitar all the way to live performances. As you do progress, then you'll unlock new guitars and outfits, all while enjoying the game's solid exclusive soundtrack. Additionally, the new DLC, My Trip to Japan, it adds 6 new songs from Japanese artists, and the game, it's currently 75% off if you do own a Qubic title. Up next is Amaze, a puzzle game that seems to be right up my alley. You'll need to colour and paint your way across maze puzzles. Should you miss, let's say, a square though, filling them in as you go, then you will find you are trapped. The game of course gets progressively more difficult, and strategy here, it is going to be key. The game, it includes modes such as Classic, Time Rush and Limited Moves, and then there's also a 2-player variant for each level. There's also just hundreds of levels here to play to begin with, but there's actually 2 DLC packs that add 200 levels each, so do check them out as well. If you own a Qubic title, then this one, it's going to be 75% off. In Dig Deep, the name pretty much gives you all really. Players dig for treasure with hired workers searching for gems and diamonds. With a relaxing yet ambitious gameplay style, players can hire more workers to expand upon their mining empire. You'll be using things like power-ups to speed up the process, and then you can even play with friends in local 2-player modes. The game also allows players to build monuments and buy pets for permanent bonuses. Then there's the DLC, the Chunky Pets and Premium Pets. These add even more digging with animal companions that do provide bonuses. Right now, the game is available with an 80% discount for anyone that owns a Qubic title. The final 2 new releases are complete editions of popular sausage-themed games. Run Sausage Run Complete Edition features the base game along with 3 new sausage characters and kinds. It's basically a racing game. Then we've got Sausage Wars Complete Edition. This includes the base game and 3 new locations. That's going to be Laser Massacre, Burning Death and Trapdoor Hell. The idea here is push each other out of the arena. Both games, they support up to 8 players locally, making them great party games, and if you do own a Qubic title, you can get both of these games with a 66% discount. Alright, so before we move on to the sale, make sure to check out QubicGames.com/19. As I said, there are over 50 games included in this sale, so I'm just going to be breaking down a small selection of them. While you are there, do not forget to enter their competition as well, where 15 lucky winners will receive physical copies of Blazing Beaks, Dex and Warlocks 2 Godslayers. If you scroll down to the very bottom of the page, you will find the entry requirements. Okay, so for the sale, let's start with What Lies in the Multiverse, a 2D adventure game that challenges you to solve logical and spatial puzzles by traveling between parallel worlds. With seamless world transformations, you tap a button to transfer to an alternate reality at that current location, and yeah, that's really the whole concept of the game. Think here, you might need to reverse gravity, and it gets really, really creative. The game reveals new themes with every single stage, and it features a comedic storyline with mature themes. Check out my review in the pinned comment. Do note though that the discount percentages vary by region, so today I won't be listing them. Neodori Forever then is a retro arcade racing game featuring 5 game modes where you race, explore, challenge opponents, and just generally, I guess, chill out. The game features randomly generated tracks, over 25 unique cars to unlock, 11 environments, and also a fair few rivals to face off against. The game is accompanied then by a synthwave soundtrack, always going to be a good thing, and a particularly nice retro visual style. Epistory is one of the more unique games on the Switch, a typing adventure where players explore a world as a writer that's lacking inspiration. We need to overcome this world and every element contained, but in the game it can be controlled by typing words on an external keyboard. Alternatively, you can use an on-screen system, but it definitely loses some of the magic. I love the papercraft world and the dynamic difficulty, meaning it's just consistently matching your ability, so it's never too easy. Next up is ATONE, Heart of the Elder Tree. I've been wanting to try this game now for some time, definitely eager to finally try it out. The visuals are just absolutely stunning, and the game promises to blend Norse mythology, complex puzzles, and an immersive storyline. Now, as the last leader of mankind in a world that's been abandoned by the gods, players must make difficult decisions that have far-reaching consequences. The combat system, and then in it, is rhythm-based, adding a unique twist to the gameplay. I believe this game will be a popular pick this sale just because basically it's relatively new. In fact, I've just downloaded it myself. Golf Club Wasteland, a lot of people love. I think the soundtrack is by far one of the very best out there personally. It's done like a radio show, but it adds context to the world. I just wish for the gameplay there was a targeting reticle so you could understand a little bit more about your ball's direction. The concept is solid though. The idea is Earth has been abandoned and the rich now use it as a playground. You're essentially flying around, playing around a golf, overcoming some incredibly challenging holes. Before you know it, you'll be in buildings and what appears to be toxic swamps. Akane then is one of my all-time favourite games, or budget-wise at least, on the Switch. It's an arcade slasher set in a rain-soaked neon mega Tokyo, featuring one-hit kill gameplay mechanics and 5 types of opponents: Yakuza guys, tanks, shooters, cyber ninjas, and the boss. Completing missions unlocks new guns and equipment, think like katanas, gadgets, and boots. It is incredibly simple, but chasing high scores is just incredibly satisfying. Qubic Games really should give us a sequel because it's one of the best budget games I have ever purchased. Also, thanks to Mark at SwitchUp for kindly pointing out that I was pronouncing the name wrong. Next up is Real Boxing 2, and as the name suggests, it's a boxing game. It's not often that we get games in the genre, and although I haven't played this one myself, it looks like a good option for anyone looking to build a digital boxing career. You can develop your character and take on opponents in a career mode. It even includes characters such as Santa Claus and a clown, so it definitely has a sense of humor as well. Badland Game of the Year Edition is a side-scrolling action-adventure platformer game set in a beautiful forest full of various inhabitants, trees and flowers. The game features physics-based gameplay, local multiplayer for up to 4 players, and then also co-op and battle modes. The single-player campaign then has 100 unique levels, but multiplayer co-op has its own 100 levels as well. This game, it's won a huge number of awards over the years, and rightly so. Just an incredible experience. Looks stunning in handheld as well, especially if you have the OLED. But overall, I just think it's a huge amount of content for your cash. Pocket Mini Golf was a hit, so of course it was going to get a sequel, and now we can dive into hours of mini golf gameplay. Here we're getting 4 worlds with 100 levels, and expect along the way traps, power-ups and gems to either of course aid in your success or make life that little bit harder. It's definitely an upgrade over the original as well, with multiple game modes, trophies to unlock, and a refreshed visual style. Aspire Ina's Tale is a side-scrolling adventure puzzle game where players take on the role of Ina, who wakes up in a tower and must explore its inner chambers to find a way out and uncover the reason for her imprisonment. Think puzzles to solve and platforming to overcome. Now, along the way, we will be learning to control the spirits that inhabit this place. They will give us abilities such as manipulating objects, solving puzzles. They can even uncover hidden passages. Splatter Zombiecalypse Now is a top-down shooter with a film noir aesthetic. Players must fight their way though through a zombie apocalypse using upgradable weapons, and this includes things like flashlights that expose hidden weaknesses. The game features 16 levels with fully voiced NPCs and animated cutscenes. It also has unique bosses and destructible physics-based environments. This is another one I'm yet to play myself. I actually need to jump into this though, because I'm actually hearing a lot of good feedback around it. Supposedly it's pretty challenging, but it definitely keeps you busy and definitely gives you a reason to keep on coming back. Outside of those deals then, there's a whole lot more on offer right now. As I said, it's over 50 games, so think Good Night Night, Door Kickers, that's a personal favourite of mine, a strategy experience where you command a SWAT team. Om Nom Run would be for the auto runner fans, same thing for the Bit Trip series, another good option, and yeah, really the list just goes on. If you want to see all of the games, remember to head to QubicGames.com/19 for all of the details, and you should also enter the competition while you're over there for the physical goodies. With that, hit subscribe, join us here for reviews, deals, lists and news daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.